Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here. In today's video, I'll be talking about Marshon Lattimore and everything you need to know about the Washington Commanders trade with the Saints, how Marshon Lattimore has played this year over the last few years, how healthy he is, what we had to give up, everything you need to know in this video. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, all that good stuff. Also hit that notification bell as well. We're close to 14,000 subscribers, about 100 away. It's free. Go ahead and do it. And check out BetUS. So the Washington Commanders did trade for Marshon Lattimore yesterday. And really, when it comes down to it, they traded away their own third-round pick and some other picks, but really it was their third-round pick. They gave up a sixth-round pick. They gave up a fourth-round pick, and they got a fifth-round pick back with Marshon Lattimore. So basically, I think you cancel out the fifth and the fourth because our fourth is probably going to be late, and their fifth is probably going to be early. Right now, they're 2-7. So really cancel that out, and then we basically gave up a sixth, which is what we got in the John Ridgeway trade. So you can really say it was, a third round pick in John Ridgeway for Marshon Lattimore. And I'll take that trade every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So a great move, I think, for the Washington Commanders. They did not give up that, pick from the Jahan Dotson trade, which is Miami Dolphins. That's roughly a 20 spot difference between that one and the pick they gave up. Obviously, the one they didn't give up was the better one. So really solid move there, and good on Adam Peters for not giving up that pick. Again, I think that's a solid move for the Washington Commanders, helping out one of their weaker position groups in on their defense and on the team. Really, probably their weakest position group, cornerback, and it allows you to do a couple things. Also talk about some things that Adam Peters said in the press conference as well. Some stats on Marshon Lattimore. So since 2018, he's tied 8th amongst NFL DBs with, for PBUs, 70. You look at the list behind Gilmore, Marlon Humphrey, Xavier Howard, Darius Slay, Carlton Davis, Denzel Ward, James Bradbury. Some pretty good corners on that list. He's tied with Jair Alexander and Jalen Ramsey, some other good corners. And he has missed some games. That's probably why he's not, if he didn't miss those games, he would be higher. And some of these guys have missed games too, like Marlon Humphrey and Xavier Howard. But that's a good stat. Some other stats, in man coverage, three targets, 2 catches. He doesn't really get he doesn't really get challenged in man coverage. So that is a good thing. He can really lock down the opposing team wide receiver ones, and shout out to make sure you guys check him out. And he put out a bunch of different stats on Lattimore yesterday. I'm about to pull up one, but right here. So 257 coverage snaps, 14 targets, 8 catches that he's allowed, 83 yards, and 0 touchdowns. I mean, I think St. Juice has allowed that more than that in one game this year. So this is the whole season, 7 games. I mean, I guess he's missed like 1 or 2 games with the hamstring injury, but it's looking pretty good this year for Marshon Lattimore, despite what some people are saying that he's washed, blah, blah, blah. No, he's had a very, very solid season. And, the biggest thing with him is health, but I don't think they would have traded for him if they didn't feel like he was fully healthy. And I don't know why I looked it up when I had the tweet up on the next thing, but on the next tab. But yeah, these are some really good stats. He's still a very good player. He's 28 years old. We're going to get into the contract in a second, some other things in terms of how this could change the defense and his injury stuff. But real quick, a word from today's sponsor. And a huge shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you guys check them out. They got lines for the Commanders game already. The Washington Commanders are 3-point favorites at home against the Steelers. I think this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a close game and, not a super high scoring game. At least that's what I think, but you never know with these games. The over-under is 45.5. So you guys can check out BetUS. Use my code YouTube150 to get 150% first time deposit match on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. They also got other, the lines for all the games. You got the game tonight, which is the Bengals and the Ravens. The Ravens are 6-point favorites. I think that's going to, or not tonight, sorry, the game tomorrow. That should be a good game. You got the Giants, Panthers, Bills, Colts. So you got a lot of games this weekend, and they got the lines for it. They also got hockey, NBA, a bunch of other stuff. So make sure you guys check them out. And as usual, bet responsibly. All right, so we are back. And let's get into an injury update and how this helps the defense and some other things. I mean, obviously, number one, he's a good cornerback. We don't have great cornerbacks right now. I think, Mike Sandersfield's been good, and he's a rookie, so he's going to get better. But, you still need better than just him. St. Juice has been up and down. Forbes is doing nothing. He's not even playing. He's sometimes inactive. And he, also sometimes gets hurt. And, Benjamin St. Juice has been healthy recently, but hopefully he doesn't get hurt, knock on wood, but he has an injury history. He's a lot of concussions and some, like an ankle injury or two. So getting Lattimore already is good, but you can move Mike Sandersfield inside to the slot, which he was drafted to do. But now, because our cornerback room has been a little bit underwhelming or just hasn't been performing well, they moved him outside. And he's been playing, honestly not bad there. But, I think playing in the slots can be better for him. He's a smaller guy, so I think it makes a little bit more sense. And that's going to help out the team. And then also St. Juice moving to the cornerback 2 role is going to help the team. He's not going to be going up against the number ones for the most part. Lattimore's a stud, and it's going to really, really help out the defense. That already is top 5 in passing yards allowed, I believe, per game, so that's very good. And I'm not saying they are a top 5 secondary, because I don't think they are, but this could make them a top 5 secondary. Injury news. So he has a hamstring injury, missed last week, might have missed the week before, not completely sure there. He's not going to practice today. Commanders trainers are evaluating the hammy and will take it day by day. Washington was able to get full medical records from Saints, and Peter seems quite comfortable with the intel. I think at max he misses a week, misses this game, and gets back and plays against the Eagles, I believe, the week after that on Thursday night. So if they don't want to play him this week, I understand it. Or if they want to play him but at a limited capacity, that's also fine as well. Yeah, I think that's totally understandable. If he's not fully good to go, don't want to rush him. You don't want the investment that you just made to tweak his hammy and then he's out for 3, 4, 5 weeks or the rest of the season. Knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen. I think the hamstring's probably a little bit more exaggerated, and I saw someone say in the comments, and I agreed, maybe like a Devontae Adams type hammy where he was just, either trying to get traded or they were trying to trade him, and they didn't want his value to decrease if he got hurt in a game before they traded him, so they just waited, sat him out. They knew they weren't going to win, they're not going to make the playoffs. Maybe they thought they were going to beat the Panthers, but they didn't. And he might not really be that hurt, if hurt at all. So I think if he misses a game, he'll miss it this week, but after that he should be good to go against the Eagles and Titans, the games which are going to be the games after the Steelers game. But yeah, Steelers, that's a big game. You got Mike Williams, who they just traded for. You also have George Pickens. So having Marshon Lattimore out there will definitely help out the Washington Commanders a ton. I'm not going to lie. It'll help out the Washington Commanders a ton. So, hopefully he is out there. He's going to be wearing number 23. So Chris Rodriguez, I guess he was fine giving up the number. Maybe Lattimore gave him some bread. I don't know. We'll see what Chris Rodriguez wears, but it's good to see Marshon Lattimore, get his number 23. He's been rocking that his whole career. And the press conference was pretty interesting. I'll go ahead and read through some of the stuff. Dan Quinn talked. Adam Peters talked. Adam Peters talked about how they talked to some of the Ohio State guys that played with him, and including Terry, and talked about how he's a really good competitor. And Brian Robinson, also off topic, but he's going to practice today. Looks like he's going to play this week, which is good. You can see some of the stuff that Quinn said about Lattimore there. Says Lattimore will have a more versatile role in Washington, to TBD if Sandersfield immediately moves inside of the slot. but I think that is probably what that's their ideal situation. DQ on trading for Lattimore. You had me at hello. This was easy. And let's see any other things. It was a work in process on the trade. They are happy they didn't give up that early third round pick for which was a Jahan Dotson one. I don't think they would have made the deal if they did have to give that up. Adam Peters also talked about how the third round, their draft capital right now is actually more than it was when before they made all those trades, before they made the Jahan Dotson trade. So what they came in the season with, basically, like where he got there for the 2025 draft capital, it's actually, if you look at the charts, it's a little bit higher than it was before, and it's because of that Jahan Dotson pick that they have. I mean, obviously it went down yesterday, giving up a third and some other picks, but overall it's still higher than what their base would have been if they just kept all of their original picks. So Adam Peters is still cooking. You got that Lattimore. You got Lattimore in the building, and you still got some draft capital to work with. And who knows, maybe he makes some moves this offseason, not creating some cap space, but creating some more draft capital. Maybe you want to trade Forbes if you can get anything out of him, or Jonathan Allen, some other guys as well. It's a possibility that he can make those moves and get some more draft capital. Efe Obada was signed to the practice squad. He was released yesterday, and now he is back onto the practice squad. So, hey, that's good. He's a good guy. I believe he's from the UK. Got injured last year, big injury. So, good to see him back on the squad, even if it's on the practice squad. If they need a vet, they'll elevate him. He knows, the defense. He didn't play in this defense last year, but he knows the defense. He's a vet, and he has chemistry with a lot of the guys. So he's a guy that if they need someone to play, they'll go ahead, elevate him from the practice squad, no doubt about it. Any other things? Nothing major. I want to talk about a little bit more in depth about that Mike Sainristil move inside in a separate video. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and comment down below Marshon Lattimore number 23 if you stayed till the end, and check out BetUS. Peace.